Don't tell me nothing else we got to get until you do the things that we've done. Hi guys, welcome back to August Love Story, the channel. My name is Artieka,
I'm Tommy.
and today we are reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 15, Decision Day. I don't know what my hair is doing, but we just gonna roll with it. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and let's get into this review.
Let's do it.
Um, the non-surprise here, Lindy and Miguel. Let's start with them.
I
Um,
was actually surprised.
were you?
Yeah.
Oh well, I guess.
I just wrote they said yes and moved on.
So for them, the reason that I knew that they were going to say yes when they walked out was because they were matching.
Yeah.
Like she was like, "We gotta look like we belong together." That's not what she said. However, that's what I felt
It
like she
was
said.
ironic that they
It
were
wasn't
matching.
ironic. It was planned.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Good morning, Miss Frazier. Um, yeah, they were matching. I'm just like, they gonna say yes. I said that as soon as I saw them.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what my predictions were
I don't know mine,
from.
but mine were wrong. I
Yeah,
had one couple saying yes and they said no.
I can't remember at all. So I'm pretty sure I said that they said yes, but again, I cannot remember.
Yeah, so I got mine completely wrong.
Um, yeah, that's gonna have to work better.
your
Um,
your hair ain't
yeah, my hair is definitely
it?
herring. It
Mine
has
too,
not.
man.
It hasn't been untwisted in God knows
Yeah, I
how
know,
long.
man.
Good morning, Sharon.
Good morning.
You look like you having a good morning with a cup of coffee and
A
everything.
little cup of Joe. Can't find something though, man. That's
uh,
bothering me.
let's see. So yeah, they both said yes. Basically, um, he just said that he needs to or they agree that he needs to hold space for her when she is getting explosive, whatever that means.
Yeah, I don't really understand the explosiveness part. I think,
Annoying, yes.
yeah, like talking about it is very annoying, but it's like you're preparing yourself for something that may or may not happen, but the chances that it's happening, like when it happens, you're going to be completely unprepared because you didn't see it coming.
Hmm.
You know, like the smallest thing could be the thing that makes her explode into this oblivion.
Hmm.
But you're gonna say, "Hey, well, I'm gonna do it this way, or I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say that," and then when it's really happening,
Miss
uh,
Frazier said Lindy seems like she goes into a manic state.
right? And it's like you can't. I don't see a way for you to prepare for something like that when, like, okay, you can talk about it, like, "Hey, this is what happened last time," but the first time it happens, you can't prepare for it because it's just gonna happen out of a surprise. I'm here
Hmm.
type of deal. So you know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm glad that they said yes, but I was very on the fence with Miguel's yes, and I kind of knew Lindy. I think I said Lindy was gonna say yes, but Miguel's gonna say no.
I don't
But
remember.
I don't know.
I feel like that's been 7 years ago since we said that, even though it hasn't been. It's been like a week.
It was a week.
Or just say it's not predictable at all.
That's perfect words.
It's not.
Perfect word. It's not predictable.
You want to move to the next couple?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's go to Stasha and Nate.
We ain't spend that much time on it.
Um,
Again,
Nate's
surprised.
Nate's word choice of stuck at the end made me feel away. However, I sat back and I thought, Stasha is 37, wants to be married, wants to be a mom. She's not going to start over with somebody else. Her answer was going to be yes. Nate had the power there.
Yeah, I don't feel like it was like stuck was a poor choice of words,
Hmm.
but I don't feel like it was a necessary thing of power.
No, I'm
No,
saying
the ball was definitely in his
that's what I
court.
mean
You
by
know what I'm saying?
power.
The ball was definitely in his court, but I still think there was room for her to say no.
There was room, but I'm saying for the way that she perceived this,
Mm.
all was I'm 37. I'm not like he's not bad. I'm not starting over.
And see, that's what I think was the good thing about her and Nate. Of course, again, I was surprised that Nate said yes because I just knew he was out the door
Mm-hmm.
because of how controlling she is
Mm-hmm.
and where it leaves him as if this thing don't work, he's kind of like just out there. You know what I'm saying? So, but with her, it was surprising because of all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And then for her, yeah, she said yes, but it's I don't know, man. I'm glad that they said yes. Said all that to say I'm happy for them.
Um, yeah, the only thing that they mentioned that I saw was that Dr. Pepper and Pastor Kyle said that they were taking them for granted as a couple. Um,
It was them?
yeah, and not really like helping. They didn't
Yeah.
say they weren't helping, but
They
that's what
that's
I
what the
got from
basis
it.
from what the conversation was
They
together.
weren't really helping them as much because they seem to have everything together.
Yeah.
And Stasha just told him that his childhood trauma was impacting them now, and he apologized about that, and
Yeah.
they live happily ever after until reunion when Nate and Justin
What
start dating.
one thing I wanted to bring up was what did I say in my notes? He said he's emotionally overwhelmed and it's because he doesn't know how to deal with the stress.
Mhm.
That's an interesting statement that he said and that he can recognize that, but it's like you recognize that, why is it such a lashing out as a response? Because
So
like we said in the beginning, stuck was a poor choice of words.
I'm not okay. Let's start off by saying I do not condone the behavior.
Yeah,
However, I
you understand it.
understand because if every single day for 8 weeks somebody is telling me they don't believe me, I need to prove myself. They don't believe me, I need to prove myself. And we get down to the last day and that's still your same song and dance.
Yeah, at this point you're just tired.
I'm irritated by the
Yeah,
fact I'm gonna show you somebody you don't believe.
you petty.
I mean, it's not even being petty. It's literally a why are we doing this?
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
you do this to hear yourself talk?
possibly.
Because he said to her, I got a tattoo. Does that sound like somebody that's not committed
Right,
to
right,
this?
right, right.
On my hand.
For all the places.
It's a song and dance and it's irritating.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they have better conversations outside of that. I'd like to
No,
hope that they
I'm
do.
pretty sure they do.
I'm saying I like to hope. But I
Yeah.
also would hope that at the 8 week mark, we wouldn't still be having that same conversation.
Yeah.
It's literally like her singing, Nate, do you love me? Are you riding? And he's like, didn't I just tell you that?
But it's just like, I guess for me, or the way I'm looking at it is, when you have to be able to correct yourself in the moment. You have to be able to censor yourself in the moment in respect of the other person, because you have to have some type of bottom line respect for a person. And I feel
And
like I'm
again, I get it. Cause I feel like I was Nate this week.
yeah. I don't know what to tell you about that, but
But it's the same situation. Like you kept asking me a question that we've been talking about for 2 months, and then I had to have a Nate moment.
and I was just like, forget it. I don't want to talk to you. Turn my music up.
And you want to slide down the wall like Stasha, didn't you?
Nah, I didn't. I want you to leave me the hell alone.
But you were
No,
bothering
I
me.
just wanted to, like, dog. I would just go. Just leave me alone. Go do your own thing.
Mind y'all, this was all in a car, so there was no
Yeah, we
just
couldn't go
go.
nowhere.
But no, like I said,
Look,
I
I sure thought about like on Grand Theft Auto, they just be getting out the car.
but no, I fully get it though. It's like we've been having this conversation for the same length of
Yeah,
time, 2 months.
yeah.
And then you ask me the same question that I already gave you the answer to.
Sometimes I just be wanting clarity. Maybe that's what Stasha wanted. Some clarity on
Bruh, say that.
It's the same response
It's
though.
kind of like how I've learned when I want to just vent frustrations to tell you I'm not looking for a solution. I just need to get it out.
Yeah.
She needs to say that.
He said she was condescending and cold as he was giving his speech to say, yeah. I was
Well,
like,
she better warm up.
how did like it's like they are a good couple together, I think. But
Mhm.
it's like they have a lot of personal things to kind of work through
Mhm.
to make their relationship 10 times better.
Any person going into a relationship, I think, has things that they have to work on, right? Because we don't go into
Yeah.
things, not even just relationship in life. We don't go into things perfect.
Hmm.
However, it takes
Speak for
a
yourself.
special type of person. Don't start. It takes a special type of person to be going into married at first sight.
Oh yeah. It
So,
it it takes a it takes a person that has both the positives and the negatives because of a person with that's having issues. Like we see that the person that they have some type of issue, reason why they can't find or be in a committed
be
relationship.
found.
You're right. But then also you have to have some type of courage and bravery to say, hey, I'm gonna submit to this person because quote unquote experts chose them for me based off of questions that I answered.
That I probably lied about.
Possibly. Strong possibility. Like if the truth was on the scale of 1 to 10, I may put an 8.5.
7.
What's the middle thing? Maybe.
Oh, neither is disagree. It's the agree disagree scale where they like
Yeah.
neither agree nor disagree.
Right. They put 60% of the questions was probably neither disagree.
80. But yeah, they also said yes. You want to move to the yes couple or the no couple?
It don't matter, man. I
Well,
don't
I
care.
guess technically they were both no couples.
Yeah.
Um, let's go to Justin and Alexis.
All right.
So
Her take back.
yeah. So they start off with Alexis walking up, and Justin standing there talking some, look at my goddess. I was like, he gonna say yes.
Man, we knew he was gonna say yes when he gave Maya away.
He was,
That brother was lying to Nate.
I think he was thinking of his contingency plan. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
Of how he was gonna get Nate back with that 90% conversation with Nate or
Yeah.
whoever it was.
Yeah.
Um, so they go through all this fake appreciation for each other. And I say fake because they definitely know how to play up the babe, honey. Oh, love ya with everything. Um, they talk about consummating their marriage and that he has a lot of work to do. Um,
See, that's the thing that bothers me, man. In a relationship, right?
mhm,
Boyfriend, girlfriend, or
mhm.
I don't know what you call before boyfriend and girlfriend, but
Fianced.
no, I'm talking about before
Oh,
that.
before that,
Yeah,
we just talking.
oh yeah, we just
We're talking.
FBs.
Okay, everybody's not having sex.
I'm just saying, like once you take the relationship from not having sex to having sex, I
Mhm.
don't think you talk about the way that she did how the sex is. He has some things to work on.
Mhm.
I don't necessarily think you say that. I think you say, "Well, let's try this. Well, let's try that." Because telling a man, first off, talking about a man's manhood, it's one of the most ego shockers that you could do.
What's it say? Alexis loved clowning Justin the entire season.
Oh, she did, and I
Mhm.
hated it.
Did
That's
she?
that's one thing you don't
Man,
do.
did she?
Like me and you clown each other, but let somebody else. We ready to fight,
But we're also not doing that about sex
right?
in front of other people, and I stay ready to fight.
Stop, stop right now. But
Yeah, I do not fight. Like with my words, yes, but physically, absolutely not.
yeah, but
It was that one time though.
did you win?
Nah, I was talking about the one time I was
Oh,
ready to fight.
Anyway,
We'll have to tell that as a story
man,
time one day.
that was so
Because
funny.
Tommy had to drag. Tommy literally picked me up and took me out of a fight.
Yeah, that was hilarious. But what was I saying? Oh, she did like I just didn't like the way that she talked about his sex game and not try to help him improve. And that was the thing that bothered me the
Sister
most.
Narette, good morning.
That was the thing that bothered me the most is because she had such a negative tone to it and wasn't trying to help. That's her partner. That's who she's committing to have sex with. So you better start teaching, you know.
I just, like I said on the live, one of the few things I got to say on last week's live.
Yeah, yeah. I
It's your
love
kids.
yeah, I know it.
One of the things that I got to say on last week's live was like that needs to be talked through. Y'all disagreed about in the moment, but I was like immediately after the moment, during the moment, because you can be like, hey, I don't like this.
Yeah.
But
You definitely can adjust some things in the moment, you know.
that's what I was meaning. Like,
Yeah.
I can't improve your overall experience in the moment.
Like
However, I can tell you that right there
yeah.
was not it.
Like catching a cramp in the moment, you immediately adjusting
I
something.
think you just took this personally.
I'm just
Because
saying,
he
man.
ain't say nothing about a cramp.
I'm just saying, I'm not the only person that has caught a cramp.
I would believe so. That you're not.
But you make that adjustment and you change, what you're doing or whatnot. So it's like those conversations are better.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, again, Justin was very soft and emotional. And that's different for a woman to I would imagine that a woman to deal with, especially as alpha as she was.
Michelle said it must not be that bad if she's sneaking in after dark to see Tree
Where
on
is that at?
on the reunion.
Oh.
There's a lot of things with this reunion preview that we saw because he was like, Nate tried to holler at him, and I was like,
Yeah.
did he? Because maybe you misread that.
And the fact that you was still like, I don't know, man.
The fact that he was with.
He was still like he tried to fight Nate at the reunion. But I guess if he said Nate tried to holler at him, Nate's ready to fight. Who you think will win between that fight?
I don't know. That's an awkward looking
It is,
fight.
it
Just
is. Height wise and like if Nate gets in close, ain't nothing Justin can do because his arms are too long. That's how Mike Tyson, well, outside of the fact that Mike Tyson was Mike Tyson, he fought inside of anyway. Go ahead. Finish what you're talking about.
I don't even remember what I was saying now.
Alexis and Justin.
You know what I'm saying? I don't remember exactly where I was going with this.
We were talking about how she how she like just talks bad about him and then like personal the such a personal
She
topic.
said Nate would win.
Nate, I would put my money on Nate too. Nate looks like he would be a better fighter than Justin.
Justin also said his stamina is low. So all you got to do is tire him out because
Right.
Nate actually works out.
Right. And Justin doesn't look like he work out.
Justin said he got to start. I'm just going by what Justin said. I'm not throwing any shots.
He was talking about his stamina in the bedroom.
They're directly
Are they?
correlated. Yep. I would think so. You breathing hard. You breathing hard if you get into a fight.
Anyway,
Don't let me help the
where
battle.
we at with Justin and Alexis? Because I was very disappointed in Alexis throughout this whole thing.
Nate just need one good body shot to knock him down. She emasculated Justin. She did.
That's and yeah,
Agree with both of those.
right.
Strongly agree.
Indubitably.
So Alexis, no, yeah. Alexis doesn't think that giving up Maya should have been a deciding factor. And then they both said yes. And then they leave and they go have this sidebar conversation about basically their confessional interviews together as a couple who has said yes. And that's when the beef starts again. She kept getting triggered by the word quit.
Yeah. because
Cause
she knew that, like, dog, like that's the thing that bothered me, and I think we miss a lot of this if the girl Alexis, I
mhm,
forgot her name that fast. Alexis was more honest throughout the whole process.
mhm,
You don't get this man overthinking everything, and Alexis can enjoy the experiment a little bit better if she's saying, "Hey, I don't like you," in the beginning, but working on that part,
mhm,
because you can't just say, "I don't like you because you're not pretty or attractive. I don't like you because your attitude is poor."
mhm.
You know, Justin seemed to be happy because a girl was calling him babe. You know
Cause
what
it
I'm
had
saying?
been 2 long years.
Right. He's been hurt before and all this and all that. So it's like you're looking at it from two different dynamics, and he's being 100%, I'm gonna do what I can for you, and she's like, 8 weeks is almost up and I'm out of here.
Mhm.
But then when you get there, you say yes, knowing that you didn't want to, because immediately she was like she needs more time to uh become comfortable with what she said, what she's committed to.
I feel like Alexis broke down all of her on camera conversations from a strategic standpoint
Hmm.
of not making herself look bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I say this, then nobody's gonna say this about me.
Yeah.
But if I say this, that's why it was a lot of times that he would have word vomit and then she would be like, mm-hmm, and she wouldn't say anything.
Hmm.
And it's not because she didn't want to hurt his feelings, it's because she didn't want to look bad.
Right. But I feel like in a situation like this, I think that's more understood.
Hmm.
It's more appreciated if you're like, I'm completely being honest with you.
Daphne, I don't know. I have heard that there is.
What's the
She says,
question?
is there an extra payment for saying yes? I've heard that there
I
is,
hope not.
but because remember, that was the big rumor surrounding Alyssa and Chris not making it to the ending.
That they
And why Alyssa kept not telling the truth.
yeah.
But she was like, I'm going to show up to all the activities.
Yeah. Alyssa just wanted to be famous. I thought I think she was like, I'm gonna get me a. Anyway, it's not about them. This is about Justin and Alexis. I just
Alexis was always camera ready.
that's
Absolutely.
and that's what it was. Her being camera ready and presenting herself in a manner that was not conducive to actually being in a relationship with Justin and understanding who Justin was and where he was coming from. She never got that part.
Mhm.
And then so when they say yes, go back and start arguing, they're like Justin came in prepared for her to say no.
Mhm.
And because of that, Justin continued to ask her, because when she say, "Well, I need more time to be comfortable with my decision," Justin's like, "Do you want to do this?" At that point, same part of overthinking, like the overthinking he did throughout the whole thing,
Mhm.
fuel right there.
It says Pastor Cal did an interview saying there's nothing extra with payment.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I was hoping they didn't, because I don't feel like you should incentivize
Staying together.
staying together, because then that basically skews the experiment.
I felt like Boston definitely felt like
Was Boston the last season?
with Mark the Shark.
Oh, that pissed
I
me off.
felt like that season they was like, "Hey y'all, there's nothing extra," and everybody was like, "All right, we're gonna break up by reunion."
Right. Like I didn't like that, because it's like, man, just be honest, dog. If you don't want to be with this person, don't be with this person.
Because Jasmina and Michael and Lindsay and Mark definitely felt like they were staying together for like an
Um,
incentive.
what's the other two? The fireman and
Gil and Mirla.
yeah, immediately
Hmm.
he was like, I think he said 2 weeks after the decision
They
day they
moved out
were
of the mutual apartment and then moved. They were moving into the place together, and
right,
she was
and
like,
she was like, she don't want to do this.
"Yeah."
Like it's like they're ruining people.
The way that people respond directly after the camera stop rolling definitely feels like it's incentivized. And I'm not saying that it has to be, but it feels like it's
Like
incentivized.
now I feel like they should be able to now, like from the expert standpoint, I don't
Mhm.
feel like they say yes or they say no and then that's it. I definitely feel like they should be able to go through a couples therapy after that because it's like it helps.
But I also don't think that they need to go through therapy with the experts.
Right. I think they should have their like Married at First Sight should encourage them and help them find a therapist and go to it.
Pay for a few
Pay for a few
sessions.
sessions or something like that, but get them in the groove of going to therapy to work through that because at that point where they had access to experts, they don't have that access anymore,
They weren't using it anyway.
obviously. But because they don't make it too. But it's almost like
No, I'm
a
talking about during the process, they're not
yeah, I don't
using
get
it.
that part, man.
Because I would be like on FaceTime. He pissed me off.
FaceTime
If
or
I was Stasha the night that he said, I'm stuck with you, phone a friend.
yeah.
Like Dr. Pepper, Pastor Cal,
What am
somebody.
what am I supposed to do? How do I make because we have that situation. 6 years in, we still like, what am I supposed to do here? How do I respond to this?
I'll be
Because
like, I'm gonna go to sleep and he gonna feel better when I wake up because I ain't got time for this.
but it's
I
like
say that a lot. I ain't got time for
yeah.
this.
I do too. We just be like, but that's the thing, is it's like you trying to make a normal situation or an abnormal situation as normal as possible
Mhm.
after decision day. So after decision day, I can't just allow as an expert, if I was on the show as an expert, I would try my best to get you guys in front of somebody, if not me,
Mhm.
because I would still make myself um a phone call away,
Mhm.
you know, but get you guys in front of somebody to go through some type of couples therapy to help you guys along the way without the cameras. Well, who were we talking about?
Justin and Alexis. I was reading through my notes and he told her that she makes it seem as if it's a privilege that she chose him. That bothered her too.
I mean, like the gloves was off at that point.
He says they'll talk about it later because she kept saying, "No, let's talk about it now." He's like, "No, we'll talk about it later."
And I felt like that was a smart move
Mhm.
because it was like he knew he couldn't say anything nice. He knew he was angry and upset about the situation. So let's just table it for now and then we'll come back to it once things have died down.
What y'all don't always get along. I love you all together. Now, Tommy is crazy.
Me? Me?
Yeah, he's crazy.
Dang.
But I will tell you one thing, and it's never been a conversation that we have had to have with each other. What you are not going to do is mess with him around me, and you will not mess with me around him. Like I literally was ready to fight somebody last week because they were pissing him off, and he couldn't fight them fairly. I don't mean fairly as in the physical thing because it was never gonna get physical. But I was just like, you're not using your words properly because they getting on my nerves and I'm gonna fix this for you.
Yeah, we definitely be strategizing.
Now
What am I gonna say? What
there
am I
wasn't
gonna
no
say next?
strategy. You didn't ask me what you was gonna say. I started texting him stuff in the
That's
conversation
hilarious,
and was
man.
like, say this
That's
and
hilarious.
say this. And yeah, I just what you not
No,
gonna
but
do
that's
is
the
mess
truth
with
though.
him.
We don't get along all the time. We get along most of the time. And then sometimes it's like any other relationship. We don't agree. And sometimes we gotta go back to our corners and and do
Like
your
I
thing.
said, a lot of time I just go to sleep.
But I'm not crazy.
Sure. Okay.
It ain't me.
Okay. In the confessional, he asked her again, does she have doubts? And she don't want to.
You talking about when they were all together?
No, they're two-person confessional.
Oh,
Still just outside of decision
yeah.
day. They start arguing about these doubts. She gets irritated because he had called her a quitter one too many times. And then she was like, "What about you? In your last relationship, you broke up with somebody, not his last relationship." She was like, "Haven't you broken up with somebody previously?" He was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Well, aren't you a quitter?" He was about to say, "Well," he was like, "You know what? Yes, yes, I am." He was gonna drive that quitter in.
I don't think it's just the anger part for him, but
Mhm,
I don't think quitter was a good choice of words because I mean, like when you know something is not gonna work or not working, you have to let it go.
mhm,
You know, and I think him for the and I get it, I get where you're coming from because we all have done it. At least I have.
mhm,
Um, you want somebody to be truthful to you and truthful to themselves and not do something out of pity or whatever, and her saying yes was a complete yeah, he's happy about it, but it was a complete shock. And he's like, nah, this
Tell us
ain't
how you really feel,
this ain't what you
Alexis.
want. And if this is not what you want, don't waste our time. But say that,
Mhm.
you know. And I'm not gonna say it because I truly wanted this, but because you don't, you have to own up to it.
Mhm. So, excuse me. She tells him that she's still processing her yes, and then she was like, "I'm done." Production was like, "You're done." She was like, "Yep, I'm done." He was like, "Yep, she done."
Right. And that's what he was waiting on. How awkward was that in front of everybody else? Because I'm pretty sure everybody was still around talking with each other and stuff like that. Because that was literally they said yes at 2 o'clock on a Friday. At 6 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon, she was like, I'm done.
Some who was that? Michelle said you can't call an athlete a quitter. I never thought about it in that regard.
Yeah. I never looked at her as being an
She
athlete
played
though.
ball.
I understand that, but I didn't think about her being an athlete. But yeah, I get it. Poor choice of words. Again.
I I something I need to work on am a person who triggers people.
Yeah.
Like, actually, I can't say that I'm working on it. I say I need to work on it. But like, if I know that there's something that you don't want to hear, I will say it to get a rise out of you.
Just so you get a rise out of yourself.
Mm. I'm saying, like, if I know that you don't want to hear the word quit,
You gonna say quit all the time.
I'd be like, yeah, just like you quit doing that too.
You make the face and everything too.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Spicy.
Mm.
Anyway, man. So they quit and she broke up with
Hi,
him.
Jack and Glenn.
Hey, Jack and Glenn. Um, so she quit, not quit. I'm sorry. Now you got quit stuck in my head
Cause that's what she did.
because I wouldn't want
She
no.
gave up.
I wouldn't want
It's
anybody
gay. It's
calling me a quitter.
because you were an athlete.
Yeah, it's pretty good too.
I didn't do that.
But
Somebody be like, "You were a violinist. You quit." I'd be like, "Yep." Hmm. What else you got?
uh no, but Alexis, man, I just was really disappointed in you have an opportunity to be 100% truthful and you don't take it, and then 12, 15, 16 hours later you're like, nah, I can't do this, I'm done.
Mhm.
And it's Justin's fault. If Justin just let it go, he lives this life of a lie, I feel, and eventually they don't make it to the reunion. But
He just sped up his
he definitely
2 week
did.
window
He definitely did. So
because that's
um
probably about all that they would have had to pretend with each other. I think I probably wouldn't have even given them 2 weeks. I gave them like 4 days.
yeah.
So the fact that it happened like
She
in an
said four
hour,
days. They
kudos to
look,
them.
they would have had sex one more time. She was like, nah, this ain't gonna be it.
Stroke game week.
This ain't it for me, buddy.
I'm leaving. Anywho, I'm done with them. Are
Yeah,
you?
I'm done with
All right. Last but not least is Kristen and Mitch.
completely shocked.
They were the no. Mitch's no shocked me because he just told her at dinner, "I don't want to lose you."
I didn't think about that. But I understood what he was saying, and I feel like Kristen had to take that punch to the chin. Like she just had to eat
Mm.
that punch because what he said made sense.
What did he say?
He was like, I want to be with you, but I'm not 100% into it,
Hmm.
you know. And I don't know how you measure the percentages because,
Yeah, I
like,
always
I
had
feel like
issues
those
with
are
that.
stupid, but if you don't want this, you shouldn't say yes because they're a good person.
Hmm.
And that's essentially what I inferred from what Mitch was saying.
Hmm.
And honestly, understanding Kristen's response was a response from a standpoint of, I get what you're saying, and I had to lose myself way too much in this marriage for you to be halfway in.
Hmm.
And that's something that I don't deserve. So, I understand their answers being no, but I was like previously, I was like, yeah, this is my yes couple, you know.
Let's see. If at 41 in this opportunity he is not ready to give the commitment, he will never be.
Right. We
Absolutely
said it's
correct.
his bucket list thing. This is bucket list
That
for him.
says I was not expecting Mitch to say no. And I think Mitch did it to spare her because she was going to say yes. She was absolutely going to
Oh
say
yeah.
yes because she was going to give this the old, what do they call it? The old college try.
Hmm.
She was going to do
She
that.
definitely was, because the thing is, she lost herself way too much. She gave up so much for this to work, and then by the end, they both were clicking on the same page. At least we thought, you know.
They both did seem like they were giving up equal amounts of
Right,
themselves
right.
and being able to lean into what the other person wants and needs. What does that say? Kristen set the bar real high and Mitch knew he couldn't measure up. And sometimes I feel like she just required a pulse. What did you say? A pulse
Pulse
in
in
a
the
penis?
penis.
Was that who you were talking about? This
I
couple?
don't remember. I don't remember.
I do feel like sometimes that's all she was
Ask Jack and
requiring.
Glenn. They know. Was that that's
I
was
was
that who
in
I
and
was?
out. I was in and out.
But that's what she needed, you know.
Hmm.
Um, and I think, well, Mitch gave her that, but Mitch did the bare minimum throughout the whole process until he started getting called out on his BS.
Hmm.
Um,
Like when they were masking and he had on his hubby shirt, I was like, Mitch is all in.
right.
This is it for him. And then it wasn't.
But like I said, I get where Mitch was coming from, and Kristen. It was such a elegant way of saying no. Kristen was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna leave the door open." And I started singing that song.
And then I missed everything that he said directly after that. What does it say? I would not say she set the bar high. She knew what she wanted, but he couldn't do any of it for the long term. That's true.
That's what it was. I just think when she was talking about leaving the door open, she definitely was like, "Well, we can date a little bit more, or try to figure out somewhere," because they were that close of friends.
That was my blocker to
Oh,
block off certain words. Penis
penis
is
is
a
a.
word. It says yes. The post in the penis comment was about Kristen.
Yeah. So yeah, but
Tammy was like, something's wrong.
right. So, look, you see that up there?
um, Pastor Cal told them like when they walked out, he was like, "This is the most amicable divorce I've ever
Right, and they
seen."
and they were thinking they probably gonna get back together.
They walked off holding each other like
They were holding hands,
no, they walked
telling
off
each other
holding
no.
each other like you went and with your spouse to like a loved family
Yeah,
member's funeral
yeah,
and you just got to get them out of the church.
yeah,
That's how they were holding on to each other. Like, babe, I know tough days ahead, but we're gonna get through this with God.
yeah,
That's what it felt like. The
yeah.
conversation
And then
was.
we make it to the what the group setting when
Hmm.
everybody finds out who's who.
Kristen just wanted a husband. She really wants to be a wife. She
That's what it
does.
was, and not understanding what that means and how. One thing I told you before is like, I don't want you to get lost in being mom and wife. I want you to always be Artieka.
Mhm.
With Kristen, it's I'm cool with being mom and wife, but it's other things that you want to do. you know. So you got to be able to find that balance.
I think the experts failed Mitch and Kristen. I could see that being a thing. I think that Kristen failed herself at some points because she wouldn't speak up about things that were absolutely bothering her. Um
I think she just didn't pay attention to it.
no. I mean like when she would like get visibly upset about something and then have to blow up about it
Hmm.
when it could have just been a conversation in the moment. Like that ring thing.
Oh yeah,
That's one that I could have definitely seen be a hey, going forward, wear your ring.
yeah. But that's the thing that I mean by Mitch was just doing the bare minimum.
No, but I also get it because somebody said this in our comments because I couldn't articulate it fully. But Mitch didn't wear that ring at at that conference because he didn't know what this was gonna look like on the other side.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to go and tell all y'all I'm married.
And then 2 weeks
And
later,
yeah, like in March I'm married, and then I see you in April, and they be like, "How's the wife?" And you're like, "I ain't married."
mhm,
So if I just take off this ring, I don't have to have this conversation.
yeah,
Y'all can watch how this plays out on television.
yeah. No, but I just feel like they Mitch strung her along. Like they overcame a lot, right?
Mhm.
So their relationship went in a positive direction. But when they got to decision day, Mitch called an audible. And I feel like that audible was like
Sports reference.
right. Mitch called that audible and Christian just had to take it.
You are right, Miss Frazier. Giving her body to a man who found her unattractive was her first mistake of trying to get him to accept and like her.
Well, is that something you can come back from? If we're in a situation where I'm like um not fully attracted to a person, but we're gonna see it through, right?
What is that sound bite that people making reels to? You ain't gotta worry about me. You do not have to worry about me. Artieka.
That's what right. That's what the thing about I feel like the thing about the experiment, the married at first sight experiment is you have to like for Mitch, it was like have some tact and don't say you're not attracted to this person. Keep that to yourself.
It was just the way that it was said. You're right. You can't come back from that, Miss Frazier. So that's a no.
That's it.
It's a no for me and
It's a
her.
no. It's a no.
It's
Okay,
a
I
no for
got you.
us.
I got you.
Yeah, you just figure out a way to say that to
But
me.
Mitch actually came back from that.
Yeah, because Kristen let him.
That's
That's what
what
I'm
I'm
saying.
saying.
Me, Tommy. You tell me I'm not attractive.
Man, I'd
We
be lying.
we not coming back from that.
I'd be lying.
But if
There ain't
that's
no
what
if.
you
There
said,
ain't no if.
we not coming back from it. Not in an 8-week experiment. Every day I'm gonna be like,
I
there
thought
are
you was
27 more days until I can move out
I
from
thought you
with
was
you.
really cute the first time I met you. I just thought you was mean.
You probably still think I'm mean.
I do.
Yeah, yeah. See, you got over there too.
Yep. I married you,
Um,
didn't
yep.
I?
They
And
keep.
made babies with
All right, let's end that.
you.
So they keep saying that the door is ajar, and then at the ending, the door was closed. And I think that the door was closed because of Lindy.
I think the door was closed because of Mitch's mitching things and his response. What did Lindy say to him?
Lindy kept yelling out that she was worth more than a door being left open.
Left ajar.
Whatever.
When I hear the word ajar, it's like the smallest
Yeah,
opening.
that's what it was. But I think that in Kristen's mind, the door was ajar because she's like, hey, I really did grow to like you.
Hmm.
And in my growing to like you, this could have worked.
Yeah.
And if we become different people in a different life, which life changes you
And
because the
Erica Badu song, Next Lifetime.
oh, okay.
That's what comes to mind. I like Erica Badu.
Um being like saying that, if we can meet each other together in
Hmm.
another lifetime, then maybe these things will work out.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's where she was leaving it. Like If we cross paths, if I run into you in the grocery store and I'm not doing anything and you're not doing anything, maybe we could go out on a date.
Yeah.
But
She basically was saying, "Hey, we still can be friends
mhm.
and see where it goes."
And Lindy's was in the background like, no, you are better than that. You do not have to settle for that. And it's like, Lindy, shut up. This is not your
Look,
relationship.
look, Lindy's like that single ghetto friend that you have.
Yes. Yes. That's exactly what she was doing.
Like
Hand motions and all.
misery loves company, but she over here married.
Life changes you, but she still has the same face, which he is not attracted to.
But it's like his attraction to her wasn't because, or his disattraction to her, new word, was there because
Let's not talk about you in the word.
snuz should be a word anyway.
It's funny that you knew that that's the word I
Yeah,
was talking about
I
too.
knew. But damn, I forgot what I was saying, man. You know, mess me up. His disattraction for her.
Mhm.
Um, you know, nope. I don't got it. I don't got it. Go ahead,
Good morning, Sherry.
man.
Essentially, yeah, Lindy was just like, nope, try again. He ain't the one.
And
I help you find somebody new. Like she didn't say those
Stasha
words.
was in the peanut gallery too.
Stasha was like, I got my man. I can help you find yours.
Man.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
That's not what they were saying, but that's what it felt
But
like.
what did Mitch say in response to everybody?
Mitch was basically like,
Because he said it, and that's where I was like, you messed up.
Mitch was like, I don't know what he said to them, but essentially when he was talking to Kristen, he was like, when they were packing up, he was like, y'all were making it seem like I'm a bad guy for knowing my limits.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to put my foot down about that because I'm not a bad person because I know my limits. Like, no.
I truly believe that Mitch is a good person and a good guy.
Lock the door, deadbolted, chain that door. Lindy was funny.
I think Mitch means well, and he knows what he likes, what he don't like. I think he did this for a bucket list. I've been saying that this whole season, but
So he can be the 45-year-old divorced guy
yeah,
instead of the 45-year-old never been
yeah,
married guy.
got married, didn't work out, move on.
Mhm.
Conversation piece.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I just I was kind of disappointed in them saying no, but then once I like listened to what they doing, and then when Mitch said what he said, I just wish they didn't end on a unhappy note.
Cause of
Like
Lindy.
I feel like Kristen was the one that truly got hurt throughout this whole thing because she had the most to
Danielle
overcome.
said, I really like Mitch. He just didn't like Kristen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mitch seems like he would be your like friend that people are like, y'all cool?
Yeah, Mitch is one of those friends that he's a friend, but he's a friend from afar
Mhm.
because every time he comes around, it's something stupid.
It's kind of like Henry and Woody from New Orleans. Like they're really good friends now. And if Married at First Sight hadn't brought them together and you saw them sitting at a bar, you would be like, where did you meet him?
I don't know who Henry is.
The one that everybody kept saying was on the spectrum.
Oh, got you. Yeah, exactly like that. I'm sitting up here like Henry.
I hope that's his name.
Godly.
I think that's his name.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I think that it would be that type of situation with Mitch being friends with people. Like they would be like, oh, it's cool. It's your environmental
I
friend.
think Nate and Mitch would be the coolest between each other.
Nate was cool with Ben
Mm-hmm.
because Nate and Ben went shopping together for after party.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
um,
What's your predictions for the reunion?
it's just gonna be a
Who
whole
are
bunch of
like we just got two
unnecessary
couples, right?
arguments that stay together.
Yeah.
Lindy and Mitch and Stasha and Nate.
Yeah.
People keep saying Stasha pregnant.
I'm gonna say Nate and Stasha stay together. I'm gonna say Lindy and Mitch have broken up by now.
They're on a break.
They're not together
What does
anymore.
it say? Mitch already moved on. Kristen has a hard time walking away from a guy, any guy. He doesn't want any ongoing relationship. I could see that. I think that Mitch is going to be like a life partner type guy,
hmm
but his life partner is not going to live with him.
Yeah.
He's
So like,
it's gonna be
yeah,
a life partner type
I
guy.
agree
What Miss
completely.
Frazier say? Hit the like button. Thank you. Please, guys, hit
Yeah,
the
hit
like
the
button.
like button, share
Um,
this.
Saturday mornings are our time that we actually can like get something done without a baby crying or yelling about oatmeal.
Yeah,
So, hopefully going forward, we'll start doing Saturday morning lives that don't have anything to do with Married at First Sight since we're at the ending.
yeah.
And we'll just
We can talk about things that we actually talk about.
yeah, the ridiculousness of
Cause we
life.
was gonna do one about Coach cheating on Neil Long, but things happen
That's
that's
still
happened.
relevant. We can talk about that.
Yeah,
Um
I call him Coach because I'm a Celtics fan, guys.
yeah, I was like,
So
who is Coach? I thought you were talking about Coach Prime.
now, oh, college game day is today.
Oh yeah, college game day is actually at a black college. So like if y'all are into football, college football
If
at
you
all,
not
even if you not watch it, like we did not go to a HBCU. Although, oh, our T is in the back. I put it back there. We went to University of Tennessee. Currently 7-0, y'all. Like
currently, so
ah,
we play Kentucky tonight. That should be a great game.
it should be.
Check it
And
out.
it's like the Halloween
What
game
is it?
because
What
we
did they call
debuting
it?
the black and orange
What they
jerseys.
call it? Nightmare in Neyland.
Yeah, Nightmare at Neyland. Um, but yeah, if y'all watch College Game Day, like
Even
support this one because I think it's amazing. I grew up watching JSU play because the Southern Heritage Classic, which Coach Prime took them out of, was in Memphis every year.
no TSU stop.
I
They,
thought it was JSU.
I don't think so. But
Anyway, one of
anyway,
them.
I
So I
find
grew up watching them play. So like this is like nostalgic for me to be able to see them play, especially on a grand
well, I
stage.
just like the idea that HBCUs are now being presented, especially on ESPN, a lot more. And so I was like, because I didn't go to a HBCU, but growing up, I always wonder why don't we see more of that football?
Mhm.
You know, it's always the big schools, but then you have this whole league of black
Usually the
colleges.
HBCUs is because they're more into
They're
the
smaller.
no, they're more into the band, not the ball.
Right. And I wanted to see the band too, but it's like they have great football players.
Mhm.
And to see that a lot of the NFL greats, because you can't forget about Eddie George in TSU,
You can't.
which he's like, I don't know what TSU's record is, but JSU 7-0
Mhm.
or 6-0, whatever it is. And they players are now the top, some of the top players are now considering HBCUs, and that's what it's gonna take to make
Mhm.
these schools more competitive. So
I can't wait to be able to take our kids to the Battle of the Bands and
yeah,
the actual football games. HBCU graduate that could have been at UT for the championship in '98. My cousin Hubert. Hi Hubert.
yeah. What's up?
So let's see what time because I missed a couple of the couples. We tried to do 7:30 Eastern time. That did not happen.
Nah. I
So
think
we're more like about 8:30.
I think 8:30 is a good.
Yeah, we'll probably start doing them at like 8:30 on Saturday mornings. Um, that's usually the quiet time in this house.
Yeah.
Will you cover Love is Blind? I have not ever watched the
Where
show
is that at?
on Netflix.
Uh,
I said I was gonna give the first season a shot so that I understand the premise, but I might just jump into trying to watch this current season. I did say that I was going to also, if I can get Tommy to commit to watching it with me, watch Melissa Frederick's show, Love on Stage,
mhm.
on the Kev on Stage app. Um, just haven't gotten that far in life yet. What does it say? The Birmingham Classic, I love the bands and the
What's the
concerts.
Birmingham
Who
Classic?
plays in the Birmingham Classic? I guess I could look that up. I went to Howard U. I love what Coach Prime is doing for HBCUs on a national scale.
Hmm.
It's amazing to watch because like HBCUs weren't in the conversation just
At all.
like 3 years ago.
At all.
And now we're watching JSU and Southern on college
And
game day.
Desmond Howard was on First Take, I want to say yesterday. He was talking, he was telling Stephen A that college game day is not there as a gift, or they really earned the spot to be there.
Mhm.
And I know Prime had something to do with Coach Prime had something to do with it, and what he's doing. But I also want to take it a step further. These athletes also have something to do with it too.
The Magic City Classic. That's Alabama A&M and Alabama State, which we should definitely go. My little cousins go to Alabama State.
Yeah. But yeah, I love it, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to watch some Love on Stage starting maybe next week. I can't get him to join in this weekend because taking the kids to a pumpkin patch, and then after that, he's gonna be football down.
Yeah, and work.
You working this weekend?
Nah, yeah, I mean, I work every day, man. I'm always thinking of a master plan.
Okay, he's gonna work, whatever that means.
uh, let's end this thing, man, so we can go
Oh,
eat
somebody
breakfast.
did give a prediction about the reunion. They said it's a lot of fighting, and Nate said a lot of stuff about Alexis. He did.
Did he?
I mean, in general, like on
Like, I
after
mean,
party, he
like,
called her a
I
liar.
don't think he like.
I ain't saying he lying about
Yeah,
anything he said.
I think it's honest opinion about her because she was a trouble starter.
Mhm.
And she kept up BS between everybody.
Mhm.
And her couple too, her relationship too.
And that man lost his dog because of her.
He didn't lose it. He just gave it to a
I
friend
mean, that's
to
what I'm
hold.
saying. Like
Just hold her, man. I'll be back together.
that whole night in Justin exchange was weird. If it was. Black athletes realize they can get exposure by going to HBCUs now. Yep. I'm happy for that. And because granted we don't live in the state of HBCUs, I feel like we live in the land of HBCUs because we have Clark,
Yeah.
Morehouse, Spelman. Like,
Savannah State in Savannah.
yeah,
Oh, you
that's
talking about in the area.
yeah, I'm just saying like we could take them to things
We have
for
more
black
access. Like
schools.
being from Chattanooga, you had to go to Nashville.
Yeah. We had Lemoyne College, which that's another story for
Yeah.
another day. But that was the HBCU in Memphis. Everybody pretty much kind of left and went to TSU
Hmm.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, we should do a conversation on HBCUs one of these days.
Yeah.
Have Hubert over because he is the HBCU grad of
Yeah.
my family. I think he the only one that went
The
to
question
HBCU.
comes to mind is, does it mean more to graduate from an HBCU or graduate from a PWI? Because the lifestyles are different,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
But I think that the community is the same
Yeah, I
because
think
we were very tight knit as
yeah,
black people
yeah,
at UT.
we were, but I think it's also different.
But it was because it was us against
Yeah,
everybody else for
but it's
everything.
like at a HBCU, you the majority,
Hmm.
and that's a different thing as well.
It's so funny, and we'll end it on well close to this. I have a friend that went to TSU who's not from the South, right?
What did I say?
Black athletes realize they can. That's the same
Oh,
thing. I
okay.
read that one. I have a friend who I met like post college life. She
Mhm.
actually went to TSU, and I would be naming people, and she would be like, "I don't know them. I
Yeah.
don't know her either." I would be like, at one point, I was like, "Did you know anybody on campus?" Because she's a year younger than us, and I'm
Yeah.
like, "We should know all the same people."
Right. Right.
And she was like, "No." And I was like, "I guess that's the
That's
difference
the
when
difference. Yeah.
everybody is black versus us. Even if we don't know the person, I can point them
You
out.
can point them out. You've seen them. May have had a conversation with them or not.
They friends with one of your friends."
Yeah, they're connected. So you know.
Mm. Anywho, thanks for joining us.
Also, join our membership too, man. Like, let's
We gotta put some stuff in
we gotta
there.
put some stuff in the membership. Support the channel. um, and everything like that. Yeah, so
Yep. All right, so we'll get ready for this here pumpkin patch. Happy fall, y'all.
happy Halloween too. That's Monday.
Whatever.
You know,
You know I don't really
yeah,
celebrate Halloween
I
like that.
don't either.
All
I
right.
do it for the kids.
Bye, y'all.
Peace out.